What's happening, my friend? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David, and in this video, I'm going to be discussing what I believe is really going on the planet right now. So stick around. If you're new to my channel and you like personal and spiritual development videos, hit the subscribe button and notification bell down below because I release new videos every Monday. And let's get right into the video. So a couple of weeks ago, I released a video called World War III and why I think we're in World War III. And the reasons I outlined were that we're in a spiritual war and a war on information. And basically, the war on information is governing the spiritual war. So I say it's a spiritual war because the information that we consume has a very large influence on our vibration, it can, and our consciousness. And it's really also a war on consciousness as well. So the way the war is being fought is through media and through information that we consume. And if you watch mainstream media or if you've seen it recently, you'll know that what they're pushing is a lot of fear. And they're also pushing the fact that Trump's an idiot and he's going to lose the election. But let's just focus on the fear at the moment. So they're pushing that this virus is the worst thing in the world. Economies are shut down, and which is true. Economies are shut down in many countries, and this virus is super deadly. It's going to get you. Everybody, people, you have to wear a mask, all that stuff. But when in actual fact, the CDC has come out and said that only 6% of the total deaths in America, which they thought were COVID deaths, were actual COVID deaths. So at the time, it was 160,000 deaths. I think it was 9,000 of those were true COVID deaths, and the rest had other comorbidities prior to death. And doctors are coming out and saying that they're being made to put COVID down as the cause of death, even if it isn't. And families are being bribed tens of thousands of dollars for the future to contribute to the funeral costs if they put down COVID as the cause of death. So there's a lot of crazy stuff. Look, you don't have to believe that, if you don't want to. I believe it. Do your own research on that. But ultimately, it is a war on our consciousness, and and we're all in the middle of this war, no matter if we like it or not. In the First World War and the Second World War, we weren't really, civilians like us, you and I, we weren't on the front line. We weren't fighting or anything. But in this war, we have no choice. So it would be wise, and it's what I do, and is not don't read the paper, don't watch the mainstream media. Watch it every now and then to see what they're not saying, because quite often what they're not saying, it's important to know what they're saying, versus what you see on social media. Because also a lot of what's happening on social media is people are being fact checked now, and to me that means basically all the posts that I've seen that are being fact checked are posts that don't fit the official narrative. They're posts that are going against, I would say, speaking some truth. Otherwise, why would they censor them? It makes no sense. That's one thing that's going on, obviously. That's a big one. That's very obvious. But some other things that may not be so obvious are some underground operations that are happening. And I know we've had some in my country, in Australia, and these are happening all over the world, where they're blowing up deep underground military bases that we used for experiments and also for sex trafficking. And they're rescuing a lot of children. This is not something you're going to see in the mainstream media, because you really don't even hear about some of the above ground operations that are happening. You may hear of the odd one, but I know that we've had some in my city, even where they rescued children and arrested a whole pile of pedophiles and sex traffickers. So this is definitely going on. I've seen a lot of other articles, in different countries: Spain, Germany, UK, England, USA as well, and in Australia. So I don't think it's coincidental that it's happening now. I think it's interesting that it's all happening at the same time. And so that's another thing that's going on. The other thing that is going on is that there could be, and I think a new financial system coming into play. And from what I understand, it's been tested for the last nearly a decade now. But they really kind of did the beta testing this year as they want to implement this thing, and it's being run side by side with the current financial system and the Swift banking system. And essentially, what's happening is that the currencies are moving from a fiat system to a gold-backed or precious metal-backed currencies around the world. So that's very interesting, and I'm looking for more information on that. I've seen a few different articles here and there. Obviously, nothing's been announced officially yet, but from what I understand, it's already running, but it has to be announced officially for people to know about it, I suppose. In terms of the gold backing, that may or may not be announced. I've seen articles to suggest that it may happen in October, but who knows? We just have to wait and see. So that's really it. I believe that all of what I've said I believe it to be true. If you don't believe it, that's totally okay. That's just what I believe. But if you want to do some research, have a look around, check out DuckDuckGo, the search engine, because they have a lot of stuff. Google seems to censor certain things, so which is not surprising. But yeah, have a look around on YouTube, have a look on DuckDuckGo, and look for evidence. Because this world is a world of lies, really, and we all have to filter through the lies and figure out what the truth is. And even inside the truth, there's a lot of lies too, in terms of in the truth movement, the truth kind of community. There's still a lot of lies out there, so we have to kind of figure out whatever resonates with you at your core, and stick with that. So hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Comment below what are your thoughts about what I've just said, and maybe you've heard something different. I'd love to hear from you. So until the next video, peace, much love, and take care.